Hi guys, and in this video I'm going to show you another batch of the notes. Last time we covered the island I'm pointing to and the one west of that. Today we're going to cover these three islands stacked on top of each other and get all those notes because they roughly have 15 notes in total, I think. So I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just gonna jump into it, although before we do that, if you do find these videos helpful, I would really appreciate a subscribe, like, and comment for what you want to see next. I'm open for suggestions on what to make videos of, because right now I have these notes and then I have no idea what to do after. So anyways, with that out of the way, let's start. So we're gonna start right here on this beach at these coordinates, and that is a raptor. Disturbing me. At these coordinates, roughly here, to find the first note. So from here, this is what the area looks like if you don't have a compass. You have this... That thing got aggroed. You have this sort of island in the middle. That's a rock field, very thing. Roughly go to the end of that island, but on this shoreline, you will have this rock, this mossy rock. We're going to use that as a way to find the first note here. Use this rock, go into the forest directly like this, just from that directly up, and you will find the first ruin. Right here, and the note is on the edge here. It's the Pego Dossier at 82.1 by 62.9. For the next note, note that this is where we just were. You want to head up to the top of the mountain here, just so we can easily get a viewpoint. There is some metal on there as well. And you want to head down this way. Now, when you are on top here, you can see how there's a very steep side. And then if you follow that sort of steep side, you can see there's a bunch of big rocks at the end, some metal here as well. You want to go down to those big rocks, just so you see the direction we were going. We're kind of going west. You want to go down to these rocks, and you can see there's a ruin there. So you want to just sort of go to that big rock, turn a little bit to the left, and you see this big tree as well, and then a bunch of rocks here, and then you have this ruin. And that one, as you can see, is sort of two rooms, it looks like, separated by a wall here. And this is the Pulmonoscorpius Dossier at 80.6 by 61.9. So it turned night in-game for me, so I'm just going to artificially brighten the game up a bit so you can see better. The next note we're going to go and find will be around here, so go to roughly these coordinates. That's Herbivore Island, that's a green obelisk, and you can see this rock field next to the beach. You want to just sort of head into it. I'm not going to really explain where, because you can very clearly see it if you just watch carefully. Just head to the end, or the back area there from Herbivore Island. Just line yourself, go to the back part of it, and you can see that it is a note at the edge of the jungle there. So I'm going to have to fight some raptors to get to that. There we go. There's another raptor for us to kill. There's a note right here. It's Rockwell number 11 at 79.9 by 67.1. Sorry about the rain, but we are now in this general area. I think you can still see where I am. It is quite dark still if you look at the actual lighting, so I'm keeping it brighten up a little bit longer. So go to roughly these coordinates. That's the green obelisk. If you look up the river and you want to keep to the right, so do not go to this island. When you go to this area, you can land here. So this is sort of, I guess if you look at it one way, the river sort of comes to a turn here, and there is a rock at the end there. Then you look straight towards the obelisk. Or if you just follow this river slowly in this general area, you will see here that there is this sort of path in sand going up into the jungle here. Just show you the coordinates where this is. So just follow this up into the jungle, and when the jungle starts, you can take a look to your left, and the bamboo is sort of blocking it, but the ruin is right there hiding in the bamboo. It actually took me quite a little while to find this one, because I just flew past it. But here it is. And it is a Rockwell note. It is Rockwell number 24 at 76.4 by 68.1. Next, you want to go back to sort of the other side. You don't want to go completely, though. We were over there. If you look geographically, we are closer to that other note. So we were down there, then up, and now we are here. And the note here is very easy to find. When you follow up the river, you can see here, this is where it sort of comes to form the river itself. Right next to it, in the jungle edge, you will see a very clear note here on the beach. It's not hard to find at all. So take it. It is Rockwell number 10 at 75.6 by 71.5. So the next note is a bit... We're going to use this as a marker. It is very close. So we're going to head south, actually. We're not going to head upstream. We're going to head down to this opening. And just a little bit down, this much really. You can see all these big rocks. So just kind of go past these big rocks. And when those rocks are kind of gone, it leaves a little opening here in the jungle for you to go up. And you can see the note right here. Flat ruin, harder to spot. It is Helena note number 18 at 76.6 by 70.6. So for the next note, we're going to head in this area. We were just on the other side. We're going to cross back into where we found that last note, which was over there. If we look over there. The reason, though, is because I'm doing these island by island, not necessarily the closest location, so that's why we're now on this island, and we're going to move up it and then jump to the next. Okay, so this one, pretty easy. Go to the bottom of it, roughly, to this area. These are just the rough coordinates. You can see this big open space with a little bit of mountain. I'm not sure if it is as open as this without the Brontos, or if the Brontos has just walked down all the forest. But it looks like this. You can see it's some cliffs here as well. There is there's a little cliff forming, or an edge, or whatever the hell. And then you want to go to that forest right here. There's a huge rock. The beach area looks like this. There's a cluster there and a few rocks there. Just go into this jungle section, and there's a note right here. I'm gonna try and get up. Although, yeah, there we go. It is a Rockwell number 25 at 74.6 by 65.5. A Capro ruined my first take at this, so this will be second attempt. We are now in this general region. The beginning of the swamp here. You got a cliff there. We've already covered that island. Head to the beginning of the swamp, the start of the swamp here, and you can see the sand sort of points towards it, actually. Sort of goes in here a little bit. From here you can see there's kind of a path thing going up to the left, path type thing going up to the right. You just want to go straight, and you can see there is a pillar and a note. I opened the note, and then a Capricorn destroyed everything, but it's an Ichthyornis Dossier at 72.7 by 64.4. This next one is a bit tricky to find, but oops, that didn't. It's a bit tricky to find, but I think we should manage still. You want to go to the top, so we're still at the same island. You want to sort of go to this, well, in the middle of the island, there's a hill. These are just the rough coordinates. Go to the hill you'll find here. Getting distracted by freaking dinos. Again, go to this hill. Search it, and you will eventually find these two big rocks. On this side, you can see it's mostly empty, except it's some big rocks here. Go behind those rocks. Behind them. And then just go down the mountainside into the jungle, and there's a note here. This is a Piranha Dossier at 68.1 by 67.6. So now we're going to take the final of these islands, which is this one. It has a few dozen, not dozen, it has a few notes on it, so we'll take it. think it has 4 notes. And we can start taking one of the hardest one, which is down at the south of the island. Just quickly sort of the coordinates here. And you want to go down to the swamp. So go in and you see the cliff forming. Follow that cliff until the end. From where we were, you see the cliff forming. Then you see this beach. Go out into the swamp, and there's a Nerva Note in the middle of the swamp there, without any ruin or anything. It's Nerva Note number 29 at 71.1 by 57.9. For the next note, we want to go back to where we started on this island. Oh, in this relatively open area leading up to the mountain. That's where the other note were. You can see the cliff there. This time, though, you want to kind of go into the plain area. You see a bunch of Brontos. And you want to head up into the jungle this time. So go to around here. It's kind of difficult to show exactly where it is. You kind of just need to see for yourself. So like, big rock, an open space. And you see that ledge over there forming. From here, you should see the note in the forest edge there. This is just where we roughly are right now. But when you... oh, for God's sake. When you go in here, you'll see this flat ruin, and in the middle of it, you have a note. The Plesiosaurus Dossier, 68.4 by 59.5. The next one is quite easy to find. It is much easier than the other one, at least. You want to just head up to the top of the mountain, and you should be able to see it already. So, the mountain looks like this. It has a tree, it has some metal and crystal. Then it has a very steep side here, looking sort of towards the green obelisk, and you just kind of want to go to the bottom of this cliff, and you can see that there is a ruin at the end of it. This is again the direction we're kind of heading towards the green obelisk from the top of the mountain, and you have a note here. The Rockwell number 13 at 64.0 by 61.5. So for this next one, you want to head to the green obelisk. Now, we're not going to cover the island the green obelisk is located on, but if you go to this area here, you can see this waterfall, and when you see the waterfall, follow the river next to the obelisk or whatever. You see this very sharp cliff forming with a very big spike on top. You go up to that, next to the spike on the left side from the obelisk behind you. There is a ruin here, very easy to find. It's no jungle surrounding it or anything. 2 square pillars. Looks like we gotta go around it for the RG. Nerva Note number 21 at 54.7 by 70.7. This is where we are at the map. For this next note, we're gonna head to roughly these coordinates. It is quite far north. However, it is the same island still. So we're gonna head to what some people would refer to as the Eagle's Nest, or these rocky pillars. That's the green obelisk, that's the blue obelisk, that's one of the bigger mountains. We are again here. You want to just head into the jungle. You can see this cliff here. You can see a cliff here, and just walk up the non-cliff part, the slope. Then you kind of turn towards, you know, on top of the cliff. And in the jungle, it should be very easy here to see this little area with 2 notes on it. Not 2 notes, but one note on it. Nerva Note number 23 at 45.3, not 43.5, 45.3 by 68.4. For the final note, you want to just follow this cliff around. So the note is in there, and we're just going to follow it to the end of the cliff, and you have this sort of walkway thing going on here. That's another one of those pillars, sort of spiral mountainous walkway that you can use if you're going to walk up here with dinos. That's T-Rex. And you can see that when you come up to the top of them, there is a note there. It is kind of out in the open, so it shouldn't be hard to see. And there's a river right next to it. Hopefully won't get attacked by that Rex. Nerva Note number 17 at 43.3 by 69.2. And with that, we've covered all the notes for this video. We covered all the notes on those 3 islands mentioned. Next time we will head back south to the remaining That was the wrong one. We're going to head back south to the remaining part here and move our way north. So if you're excited for that, then you should maybe subscribe, click the notifications, so you will actually know when I get upload next. And of course, it would really mean a lot to me if you liked the video and maybe left a nice or not as nice comment. I don't really care. It's still fun to read. So without further ado, no, we're done with that. With that being said, I hope I see you again in a future video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.